Welcome in Assen in the Netherlands for the Gamma Racing Day, which is the fourth round of the Clio Cup Benelux. And there's a lot of spectators in the grandstands, some 80,000 people visiting this event, to the happiness of the drivers of the Clio Cup, especially Niels Langeveld.
Niels, hoe voelt het om voor zo'n groot publiek?
Niels, how does it feel to drive in front of such a crowd? Well, this is really fantastic. I've never raced in front of more spectators than here, I think. And it's especially good since I can start twice from pole, so that's a good thing. This is why I'm racing. It's simply fantastic. Is it some more stress? Yesterday there was some stress because I was quickest in free practice, so I was expected to be quickest in qualifying as well. So it's good to have front row position. It's always better than to start in the pack. But then the big stress will be at the start and the first corner. If I can get through there without any damages, then it will be fine. One of the protagonists in Clio 3, Martijn Kool.
Martijn Kool, je start op een goede positie.
Martijn, you start in a good start in Clio 3. Is that a lot of pressure? Yeah, that's a lot of pressure. We want to get through the first corner without any damage. And there's a big crowd. Yes, I've noted that. It's quite special. Is that added pressure? No, not really. The race in itself is pressure enough. And even when you're driving, you don't really see the crowd. And leader in the championship, Sebastian Bleekemolen.
Je start van op de eerste rij.
You start from the front row, and there's a lot of people watching you in the first corner. Yeah, this is a great event. It's good to start from the front row. First corner is always exciting. Let's see what happens. What do you expect from this race? Yeah, I want to finish on the podium. That's the goal, yeah. How is it going in the championship? Well, it's going very well. I have an advantage of 25 points, which is about the points of one race. So it's going quite good.
Meer dan voorspoedig.
Packed grandstands then in Assen for this first race of the fourth round of the Clio Cup Benelux. On the front row, pole sitter Niels Langeveld. Next to him, Sebastian Bleekemolen. Behind him, Melvin de Groot and Marcel Dekker. And on the third row, it's Jan Muis and Michael Bleekemolen, the father of the championship leader, Sebastian Bleekemolen. And we take the start with Niels Kool, who starts from the fourth row. Everybody gets away cleanly. Let's see who takes the whole shot into that first corner. I think it's the pole sitter. Yes, it is. Niels Langeveld leading the pack from Melvin de Groot and then Sebastian Bleekemolen, who has the inside line and who can turn the third corner in second position. Everybody gets through the first couple of corners cleanly. Dries van den Elzen is pushed wide here and will lose a couple of places. That's how it goes if you have a pack of 24 Clios that are really matched. Clio 4s and Clio 3s. Clio 3s driving the Clio Challenge. These are the leaders of the pack. So Langeveld from Bleekemolen, and then behind the top three, the two drivers from Dekker Racing, Marcel Dekker and this driver Jan Muis, going a bit wide here. Through the chicane at the end of the lap, Melvin de Groot in third, chasing Bleekemolen. And there's a driver making a mistake. That's the young Belgian Régis Gosselin. Gosselin, who won his seat in this Clio in Spa and did very well at that meeting. So he could continue the rest of the season in the Clio Cup Benelux. But that was a small mistake by the young Belgian, who has never raced here before. The same can't be said, of course, by these Dutchmen leading the race. And this is Marcel ter Horst, who is closing in on that red Clio of Benjamin van den Berg, one of the protagonists in the Clio Challenge. But that was a mistake and that cost him 2 places. And with the 99, Maurice Sandberg, a little damage there at the front. That can always happen in the Clio Cup, you know that. Régis Gosselin and his teammate Jelle Beden, who's suffering from understeer. And Régis Gosselin will help him some more, spinning almost the car. Gosselin manages to avoid the McDonald's Clio. And here's the fight between Max Brahms, fighting to get into the top 10, and a mistake by number 36, Wilbert van den Berg. Loses 1, 2, 3 places in the Clio 3 Challenge. And there's some more battling going on there in front of Régis Gosselin. Passing here Loris Hezemans. Some hard driving, and number 26, another mistake, Marcel ter Horst, that is. Losing 2-3 places in the Clio Challenge. And this is the second place driver in that Clio 3 challenge. Marcel van der Maat in the orange Clio being chased by Benjamin Vandenberg, who came back nicely after his earlier mistake. All the way in front it's still Langeveld, but Blekemolen and de Groot are not far behind, as you can see. Still nose to tail going through the chicane. Van der Maat here making a mistake. Vandenberg can't take advantage of that. Gets alongside, and if he can keep the foot on the pedal here, he will take the outside line and take second place in the Clio Challenge. Great driving there by Vandenberg. This is Michael Blekemolen driving in 7th, right behind his teammate Ronald Morian. Battle for 6th then, these two. Vandenberg second in the Clio Challenge. Van der Maat loses another spot to Wilbert Vandenberg in the 36 machine. Regis Gosselin, and his car is slowing down. It sounds like a drive problem, or maybe he's falling out of fuel, which has happened to Melvin de Groot as well. There's a problem with the fuel pump apparently, so the third place driver has gone. And he's replaced now by Marcel Dekker, and this is the fight for 5th now between Ronald Morian and Michael Blekemolen. Blekemolen, an experienced driver, several decades of cup racing behind him, but still going strong, and one of the fairest drivers around, as you can see. He could have easily pushed Ronald Morian off there, didn't do it. Niels Langeveld has a couple of lengths advantage now over Blekemolen, who's being chased by Marcel Dekker last time through the chicane. This will be a win for the pole setter. Niels Langeveld takes the win in the first race from Sebastian Blekemolen, and Marcel Dekker crosses the line in 3rd, right in front of his teammate Jan Muis. A fantastic first race.
Wat een wedstrijd.
What a race. Yeah, it was great. It was great. We got through the first corner without damages. And then it was a great fight, very fair with Niels. He made some mistakes, but I couldn't take advantage of it. So it was a great race. And Niels Langeveld, of course, very happy as well.
Wat een wedstrijd.
What a race.
Man.
You know, this was it's a very nice feeling to be able to battle at the front. That it's another car than the Blekemolen cars. So I'm very happy for the whole team. So we're right at the front again, but I suffered a lot from understeer. My rear tires degraded a lot quicker than the front tires. So I had to drive a bit more conservative, but the car was sliding all over the place. But then I could control the race, but I don't know what happened, but I could take a lot of advantage at the back of the track, but he took it back here in the front, so it was very close. And winner in Clio 3 was Peter Schreurs.
Peter Schreurs, hoe verliep de wedstrijd?
Peter Schreurs, how was your race in Clio 3?
Eigenlijk best gecontroleerd.
Yes, I could control the race quite easily. It was a hectic start, but that's always the case here in Assen. First corner is always a bit hectic. But we got through fine. And then there was I tried to get to the front in the first 2 laps. I lost the position. I was second for a while. But then I could retake the first position. And then I could open up a gap. I took a second every lap. So Schreurs wins it from Benjamin Vandenberg and Wilbert Vandenberg. But the overall win went to Niels Langeveld from Sebastian Blekemolen, Dekker in 3rd from Muis, and Ronald Morian in 5th. Race number 2 then, again with Niels Langeveld and Sebastian Blekemolen on the front row from Melvin de Groot and Jan Muis. And we take the start with the winner in Clio 3 from the first race, Peter Schreurs. A lot of Clio 4s in front of him. And at the front of the pack, it was a very good start for Melvin de Groot, who shot from the 3rd position right into the lead, and he takes the whole shot into the first corner. So de Groot leads it from his teammate Blekemolen, who takes the outside line on Langeveld. Sandberg here, right behind Clio 3 later. Peter Schreurs in the orange Clio. Everybody gets through the first corners fine, which is quite an exception in this hard-fought Clio Cup. Alain Mossenkopf trying to stay inside the top 10, and he's right behind the number 6 car, Marcel Dekker, who started from 7th. Had a bad start, Dekker there, and loses another place here to Mossenkopf. who is now chasing Niels Kool, but in the front it's Melvin de Groot leading from Sebastian Blekemolen, then Niels Langeveld, Jan Muis in fourth, and the rest of the pack. Sebastian Blekemolen chasing his teammate Melvin de Groot, who didn't score any points in the opening race, remember, due to a fuel pump problem. So Blekemolen just controlling his second place for the moment, with Dekker now chasing Niels Kool there with the number 6 Clio. Mosenkov chasing Dekker again. This is what places 7, 8 and 9. All very close here. Kool and Dekker now fighting for position. De Groot has a bit of an advantage over Blekemolen and Langeveld. And then it's Morien and Jan Muis. And then the other drivers from Dekker Racing, Marcel Dekker fighting with Niels Kool, being chased by Régis Gosselin, the Belgian. And here's another fight going on between Max Brahms and Loris Hezemans in the car with the Belgian colours on the boot. Hard fighting going on. Just look at the front spoiler of Hezemans, and another contact and another one. And Hezemans was rewarded with an official warning for that driving conduct. At the front, still de Groot leading from Blekemolen, then Langeveld. Then it's Morien and Muis fighting for fourth, and Kool and Dekker fighting for sixth. Great fights everywhere, just like this one. Still Brahms and Hezemans at it. Well, Brahms takes the front spoiler with him now, and Jelle Belen takes advantage of that, passing Hezemans. And Dries van den Elzen is being passed by Robert van den Berg here. And I'm afraid there's a small problem with the Clio of Hezemans. Morien now chased by the two green cars of Dekker Racing, with Jan Muis trying to hold off team boss Marcel Dekker. And here's a driver who won't be that happy with this mistake, Maurits Sandberg of the Certainty Racing team, going straight at the chicane. And the green ones are still at it. Muis with the 33 and Marcel Dekker with the number 6 car. And Kool right behind there with the white Clio with the green rims, trying to take advantage of the smallest of mistakes of these cars. And even Régis Gosselin is right behind there with the 64 car in the Belgian colours. Great racing there for positions. And number 36 going straight again in the chicane, just like he did in the first race, but this will cost him more, I'm afraid. Loses 3-4 places. Wilbert van den Berg. Niels Langeveld trying to overtake Sebastian Blekemolen. That will be for second, because Melvin de Groot has now a lead of over 3 seconds. The win is his if nothing happens in this final chicane. And Blekemolen will hold on to second position probably. So a nice win, a great win for Melvin de Groot in race number 2 at Assen from Sebastian Blekemolen and Niels Langeveld. And the winner in the Clio Challenge was again Peter Schreurs with the 49 Clio.
Hoe was de wedstrijd?
How was your race?
Ja, vanmorgen was hij spannend.
Well, it was more exciting this morning, but still I had to fight hard for my second place. But it didn't go, that happens sometimes. Maybe it was a question of tire pressure. I suffered a lot from understeer, so I couldn't attack Melvin. But he's a teammate of mine, so I'm happy.
Wat een wedstrijd, hè?
What a race was this? Yeah, after the bad luck of this morning, I needed this result. I decided to go flat out, 100%, make no mistakes. And it worked. I had an advantage of 3-4 seconds, so that was great. And Peter Schreurs, again, the winner in the Clio 3.
Je wint terug, het wordt een gewoonte.
It's becoming a habit winning in Clio 3. Yes, this was a copy of race number 1. They were fighting behind me, so I was able to create a gap. And I saw the gap getting bigger because they were fighting behind me. So it was a good scenario for me. So we just had to control the race. Yes, exactly. It was automatic pilot, and I tried to drive an intelligent race, and we won. Great. So Schreurs wins it from Marcel ter Horst and Stan van Oort. But the overall winner at the race number 2 of the Clio Cup Benelux meeting at Gamma Racing Day was Melvin de Groot from Sebastian Blekemolen. Niels Langeveld finishes in third from Morien and Muis. And in the championship, this gives 40 points advantage for Sebastian Blekemolen on Melvin de Groot and Niels Langeveld. And that was it from a great Gamma Racing day at Assen. See you next time.